Hello, welcome to Geeks Assembled, and we're doing audio heads this weekend, and we're going to review The Green Life with Katie Manning and John Barrowman and Stuart Bevan actually is in it as well. And we'd like to wish Stuart Bevan's family all of our best because of his recent passing, and that's just heartbreaking. And yeah, it's just been, this is a sequel to The Green Death in John Pertwee's time, and this is Jo Grant's her departure episode revisited, and in the television show she meets Stuart Bevan and becomes infatuated with him and falls in love then, and then they get married. And but long before that, she leaves the doctor sort of sitting there hanging and feeling lonesome himself, at least until the next episode where Sarah Jane comes in. It's a good episode, and this is a good audio to be reviewing. What do you think, Lee? Opening thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's got all the essence of the Green Death, Torchwood, the Green Life. It's the Jo doesn't want the maggots killing. She's all for life and all like that. But you've got Captain Jack, who's sort of playing the brigadier role in this, going all guns home, guns blazing, like they did back in the day in the Green Death. And yeah, it's nice to hear Stuart Bevan in this. Say he only passed about a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
but not playing Professor Jones this time.
No,
playing Boss. We this audio's been out a few years now, so yeah, he's playing Boss, the return of
the computer.
Boss, the computer from the Green Death.
Right.
Brilliantly played, but as I say, you can tell the difference between his voice and what's his name, Mr. Diaz, who voiced him in the original.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just good to hear Katie again being all ecological, and I'll say Captain Jack trying to survive being bitten by a maggot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it brought back lots of fond memories of the Green Death. I mean, to be honest, not much really happens in this story. It's just like a long, 60-minute two-hander between John and Katie until Boss sort of turns up nearer the end. And it's just them traveling through, discovering the maggots, surviving, and getting to the end of the story. And discovering what's been going on. It's an enjoyable little romp, shall we say? A green romp. So that's my opening thoughts.
Well, I just have to let you know that true grub is ecologically sound, but it's pretty grody. Oh my gosh. They turned these maggots in their larval stage into a food source.
Proper grub.
Yeah, it's got it's the same kind of thing that you're faced with in the Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really kind of amazing, like that center of that was this, and they are both like, you know, uh, they have a real edge of, see, look what we can do, but look what poverty can do for us too, because they go to just a normal shop at the end, a cafe at the end, and they ask for Jack asks for some beef or something, and then no, a hot dog, a beef hot dog. Yeah. um,
Euphemism.
we know what that means. Sausage, 2 eggs. Anyway, he yeah, he eats that, and she asks for something vegetarian, and the only thing they've got vegetarian is proper grub. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So she's like gone off her food for a while. You could tell she's gonna have a little, little passive break from that. And she's Katie recaptured that feeling right away. She's been doing all these things on Big Finish for a number of years, and but she did this one, felt like a short-term sequel. But it's not. It's been a few years since the Green Death, and since they were married, and the Nuthatches become sort of a conglomerate, and Boss is now slightly just quality control guy in the whole process. He's not actually generating the income and the dividends for the stockholders. He's actually just pulling on his own experience and trying to run the thing like you do. So yeah, that was really interesting, and that petrochemical plant gave way to that agricultural situation, and the Nuthatch had something to do with it, but they never went back and talked about the toadstools or the fungus that they were growing for to deal with this. And that would have been my first thing to go to. Oh, well, remember, we should get some fungus. We'll just pop down to the nearest Aldi's and get a whole bunch of mushrooms, but they don't. They kind of have passed that one by. It's just interesting. It's a good story, and we did review this before, but yours truly lost it in my computer. So this is a revisit from our yeah. Anything else? Favorite moments, stuff like that.
The soundscape's brilliant, because the noise of the maggots. Yep. Just brings it all back as seeing them on the screen. So it gives you the nostalgic feel about it as well, with the sound. Favorite scene, the scene where Joe refuses to take up the gun and kill Jack.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh.
She's never held a gun. She's never shot a gun in her life. And she's not going to start now.
Right.
But because, of course, Jack can't die. So
he's asking her to
start the process.
Right.
because he was in a lot of agony, turning green.
Yeah.
And vomiting. A lot of vomiting.
Vomiting.
Yeah, that was a great scene there played out between those two. The scene where she finds out that Jack's done all his homework on her and her family and about the nuthatch and stuff like that was, as if she didn't really know, because Torchwood is one of these places like Unit, what knows everything about everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, she's part of that world, so she should know that.
Right.
But
She worked for the defense ministry, and even before the doctor took her, on the trip.
I mean, Torchwood is more a secret operation than Unit is.
Right. Unit has signs out, and they say top secret.
Torchwood has secret bases
that don't have signs out.
Signs out, but but all the Unit people know about Torchwood,
right?
So Joe should have known that. They'd have done her homework on her. Silly old Joe. But what other? Yeah, I think that's. I mean, it was nice to hear Stuart Bevan's voice.
I know it was
because
it's really weird that he passed away so recently. It's just
a couple of weeks ago, and I feel sorry for Katie because those two were partners for a couple of years in the 1970s. I think roughly around the same time as the Green Death. They were partners. So
romantic partners, or
yeah.
Okay.
So I think you've got to feel for Katie as well. She's lost part of her past life there, and so I feel sorry for his family of now. So but, what can you say? Another actor gone.
I know, it was just so surprising. And there was a lot to be said for, the fact that they brought those two back for the release of the Blu-ray sets, box sets.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, they've been working together again recently. After the Green Death, or after the Green Life, they started working together towards the release of that set, and I'm just like, it's so surprising though that will be the last time that they are probably together. Was that anyway? And the whole situation with Jack, and the fact that Noel Clarke threw him under the bus. I mean, like that is also straining this they're not using him anymore, hardly, and that's sad. So basically the only one left in Big Finish from this tribe was Katie. And my favorite moment was when they were questioning Boss, and Boss was like, yeah. And then Katie was like talking about like the Autons and everything and all these other things that it was just like old home week for me. I was suddenly, back there. Anyway. And apparently this was one of John Barrowman's first episodes that he ever watched. So
when he was a young kid in Scotland, yes.
Yeah. So that was pretty sweet. And then I felt really touched when Joe wasn't going to allow Jack to die, but she couldn't shoot him. I mean, that really brought the humanity and community of this together. It really felt like humanity and community and stuff. And so I really enjoyed this, and I enjoyed watching it in my mind. I enjoyed listening to this again.
Yeah, but this is the great thing about these audios. You can watch them in your mind.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
You've got the images. You know what these characters look like. You know what the maggots are like.
Yep.
And so to add the soundscape to it all,
Yep.
you just have to, it's there in your head, and it just brings it out.
Yep. It was really, it's really good.
Big Finish does really, they're brilliant at doing this.
Yep. And Katie has such flair with her voice, and she and even John Barrowman has such flair with his voice that it's like they really nail it. They just it's beautiful, and it's such good acting and such good stories. So okay, what else, Lee? What else do you want to talk about with this?
No, I think that it's because I say it's a simple story. There's no high octane action. It's just from beginning to end. It's just them getting through and getting out. The maggots, the process, like the product line, and dealing with boss.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a simple story, and it's not hard to, and it's not difficult to understand from beginning to end.
How do you like the way they treated boss at the end?
I was going to say humanely, but he's not human.
They just left him plugged in and dealing with the day-to-day.
Yeah, it was. They didn't destroy him. Because really, he wasn't doing anything wrong.
Nope.
He was just doing a job.
Yep.
So
he started off really evil and became really good. It was actually a boss redemption story.
Yeah.
So good.
And
then he goes from being voiced by Diane or whatever his name is.
I can't remember his first name, but his last name was Dieth.
Yeah. And then he's voiced by Stuart Bevan, and so that was good. And I really enjoyed the banter back and forth between Joe and Jack, and I like the way that they made the boss like somebody that you could challenge intellectually.
Yeah.
So like that was neat, because he was the first AI or whatever.
Yeah, and as I say, once in the story, as soon as Joe realizes who it is,
yeah,
she realizes that you can see the dread in her voice. And, how are you here?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, because he kept calling her. What was it?
Joe Grant.
Joe Grant. That was it. Yeah.
And that was and because it was Stuart Bevan voicing it, like that, and then she was like, no, don't call me that. Don't. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a great scene as well. So it was an enjoyable, simple story.
Yep. Tell me what you'd rate it.
Oh, say simplistic wise, enjoyable, nostalgic wise, I'm going to give this a big fat 10-inch proper grub wiener out of 10. And there's a little nod to John Barrowman as well.
There's a lot of nod to John Barrowman. Oh my gosh. Yep, that's fun. So I will I'll give this a 10 out of 10. Caterpillars turning into big moths or whatever. Yeah, those chrysalises and how dangerous those moths are. Anyway, yeah. So we got a lot of we went a long way with our team here, and it was good to hear all their voices. It was good to hear that story reprised. Anyway,
I do like though in the cast, because there's only 3 in the cast.
Yeah.
Stuart Bevan is down as voice of the Hive.
Yes.
Just so they just don't give it away.
Yep. That's great. Anyway, thanks for watching our podcast today about the Green Life. If you watched, if you were waiting for us to produce this, and it's been in your bucket list to watch us review this, and now we finally done it, and it will go on the internet tonight.
It's mostly 2 years worth of wait.
Yes, we hope that it was 2 years worth of wait. Anyway, thanks, Lee, for joining me, and please join us if you'd like to. We are on social media, and we'd also love to have you come and review things with us if you'd like. Yep. And while you're watching on YouTube, why don't you give us a subscribe, and then also hit the bell notification. Then you'll have our podcast come up right away for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, we don't know who pushes the bell, and we don't know who watches all the way through, but we just hope that we're getting lots of you excited about these things, and I'm still excited about Torchwood, and I still want Captain Jack in there, and I still want him in the TV show. Yes, he did some things that were a little socially, perhaps a bit in your face, but that was cultural, it was not abuse. He was not trying to be abusive. He was being cultural in his own culture. He's an exhibitionist, and so is his husband.
But I don't think the use of the words what you've just said, in your face, really goes with what he was doing.
Very funny. You see why I keep Lee around? You see why I keep him around? He's a funny fellow. That's right. It doesn't go. Anyway. Yeah. So enjoy our stuff, and we send all of our wishes and condolences to the family of Stuart, the family and the TV family of Stuart Bevan. Yeah, Katie and everybody else that loved him. Here you go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a fabulous week.